My name is Missy and I hope you're having a great day. I'm in the kitchen today and I'm going to be showing you how I do my sourdough. So it's my day off today. I have a lot of little things around the house I need to do, so I don't have an apron on today. It's more of a casual look. I've got my East Coast shirt on and I am ready to go with this sourdough. So I want to show you how I do my starter, how I maintain my starter. We're going to make a pizza on the channel with sourdough. I've never done that before, but I'm going to make a pizza for my husband's supper tonight. And I'm also going to be making a loaf of bread. So because you can't rush sourdough, I'll be filming over the next few days, but I will be editing it down to one video for you guys to see. So let's get to, and we'll get to the starter first. Okay, so we're gonna make our starter from scratch. So what I've got here in front of me is a scale, and I think a scale is very important if you're going down the sourdough journey because it measures precisely in grams. And I just couldn't do it without the scale. But I also have a little jar here, and I'm going to be starting with whole wheat flour. I use all different kinds of flour. I use whole wheat, all-purpose bread flour, but to start a starter, I like to use whole wheat. And you can use any whole wheat that you want. I think this is No Name. And I'm going to put 50 grams of whole wheat flour into this jar. And that's 50. And then I'm going to take some warm water. I never take the temperature of my water, but I will put what it should be at on the screen here. So we need to zero this scale out, and then we're going to add 50 grams of water. And I have a well, and the well water is perfect for this. And that's 50. Okay, so we're done with this. Now what I do is I just take one of these chopsticks I have and I just mix that together. You want to make sure it's really mixed well. And I will transfer this into a bigger jar as we go along with our starter. So I'll probably keep this jar for a couple of days and then I'll transfer it to a bigger one. Okay, so there's our starter. And then what I do is I just take a paper towel, just need half of that, and I take an elastic band and I just put that on like that. And then I just leave it out. My starter seems to really like the light, and I have this lighting underneath my counter. So I just kind of keep them there. So this is going to be, we're going to let this sit for about 24 hours and then we'll come back and we're going to see how it's doing. And then I'll show you the next step tomorrow. Be the same day for you, but tomorrow for me. So we'll just leave that there. Okay, so these are my starters that I use all the time. And I do clean these jars out every other day just to make sure that they're nice and clean when using them. And this one here I have not fed today, and it's mostly whole wheat flour with some bread flour. This one here I fed early this morning and it's bubbling away and it's ready to use. So this one is mostly bread flour and all-purpose flour. But I'll show you how I'm gonna feed this one, and I'll just show you what it looks like inside. That's what it looks like. And let me just get this. So I'm taking this and I'm just gonna stir it. And that's what it looks like. And when I feed my starters that are, you know, already ones that I use, I don't really measure. I just, I like my starters to be, like when I feed them, I like them to be thick. So this one, you know, this is not the consistency I want anyways, but I will show you how I feed that. So I'm gonna get my bread flour. And this one here is just Robin Hood. I'll just move those aside for now. We'll bring out this dish. So what I do is I just take, I think this is a quarter of a cup. I take a quarter of a cup of bread flour, and then I take probably about almost a quarter of a cup of warm water. And then I take my chopstick and I just mix that together. You'll get to the consistency that you want when you start your sourdough journey. Like I said, over time, I just prefer a thicker feeding. So that's mixed really well. And I'm gonna bring over the jar that needs to be fed, and I'm going to put this inside. And then I'm going to mix that. Usually I will discard some of it, get rid of it, because we don't need that much, but I didn't do that today. And we're just mixing it till it's all incorporated. Then I'm just gonna snap that lid back on, and I usually put my elastic down to where it starts, and then you'll know when it rises and when it's ready to use, but this should double in size. There is a fruit fly flying around because we are working with flour and water and yeast, and this is the one that I'm probably going to be using today, and as you can see, it's just full of bubbles. Absolutely lovely. And I will be making the dough for that in a minute. Just gonna clean my mess up here and I will be right back. Okay, so we're going to make the dough for our bread. So I'm gonna use this bowl that my mother gave me. I use it all the time, and I'm just so happy to be using something that used to belong to my mother. It has some chips, it has some character, and is perfect for sourdough. So I'm gonna go ahead and zero out the scale. And then I'm going to take this starter here, and I'm going to put in 100 grams of our active starter. And this is beautiful, like absolutely beautiful starter. Look at that. So we're gonna put 100 grams in our bowl. It's nice and thick, just the way I like it. So that's a little bit more than what we need. So we'll just take out a tiny bit. That's 100 right on the nose. And you see here how much sourdough is actually in there. Just over 100 grams. So, you know, we'll give this a feeding and it'll come back up and we can use it again another time. We're gonna zero the scale again. And I'm going to put in 350 grams of warm water. Too over, I'll just take out a little bit. Here we go, 350. And I'm just going to remove it off of the scale for a minute. And we're just going to mix that water and the yeast together. You want to mix that really well. Like I said, this is just how I do things. There's lots of information online, and I'm just having fun experimenting. Okay. Now I'm going to put it back on the scale, zero that out, and I'm going to add some salt. And we're adding 10 grams of salt. That's 11, that's okay. And I'm just going to give that another mix. And then I'm going to add 500 grams of bread flour. Okay, now we're done with the scale. Bring out our whisk again, and we're just going to mix that. I will be getting in here with my clean hands. I'm just going to go right in with my hands, move that dough around. I used to be so afraid to do this in case I was wrecking the dough, but you know what? I'd rather get in there with my hands, feel what it's all about, how our dough, you know, is. It's nice and soft. And I like to, you know, just knead it a bit. gonna look shaggy at first. And I'm making a cranberry walnut loaf today. I haven't made one of those yet, but I'm excited to make that. Does get messy if you use your hands. I just really like to go in with my hands. I like to feel that dough. And that's what it looks like, nice and shaggy, and that will become smooth. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cover this. I'll use one of the shower caps from Dollarama. I still haven't got my bonnet, my food safe bonnet yet. But we're gonna cover this, and we're gonna come back in 30 minutes and we're going to do what's called a stretch and fold. And I'm gonna do 2 stretch and folds, so that's 30 minutes each. And then I'm gonna start to incorporate my cranberries and my walnuts when I'm folding it. So we're gonna do 4 intervals of the stretch and folds all together. But the first 2 are just gonna be on, like, you know, the plain dough. And then the third, I'm gonna start adding the cranberries and walnuts. And then we'll do a final stretch and fold and maybe a few coils. I'll show you that when we get there. But I will be back in 30 minutes to stretch and fold this dough here. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes, and I have some coolish water here in a bowl, and then we have our dough here. And we're gonna do this first stretch and fold. You are gonna hear the birds in the background. They're gonna probably get up from their nap, and from here on out, it's probably gonna be noisy from the birds, seeing what's going on. But that's my life, and I love it. So I'm gonna dip my hands in the water, and I'm gonna start to stretch that dough. Stretch and fold. Turning the bowl. Just kind of working it. As you can see, it's starting to smooth out. Then I'm going to put it back down in the bowl. And I'm gonna cover it back up. And I'm gonna put my timer on for 30 to 40 minutes before we do the second one. Okay guys, we're gonna do another stretch and fold. It's been 35 minutes. And I'm gonna try to do it without water. If it's too sticky, I will add water to my hands. But we're gonna pull it up, stretch it over, a little bit of water. Pick it up. Just gonna roll it on itself. We're just building the gluten, and it's nice and soft now. We're getting some bubbles in there. Gonna stretch it. We're gonna put it back in the bowl, cover it up for another 30 to 40 minutes. And then we're gonna add our walnuts and our cranberries. So I just wanted to show you guys while our dough is resting, the starter that we fed today. So it's even up farther on the jar, and it's only been an hour. Bubbly, it's very happy, it's doing its thing. And I went ahead and fed this one as well, and it's starting to rise. Like I said, my starters absolutely love the light under my counter. So I will see you guys back in about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay guys, it's been 40 minutes, and you are probably going to hear the birds in the background. Theo is very high strung, and he has a lot to say today. So anyways, this is after our second resting, and we're going to start adding cranberries and walnuts. And I think I underestimated how long this was all going to take, the pizza and the bread as well. So I am going to do 2 more of the stretch and folds, adding in the cranberries and the walnuts, and then I'm going to show you what the bread looks like in different stages of it rising. That takes 6 to 8 hours. And then I think I'm going to do the pizza and the bread on a separate video, and then it's not such a long video for you guys to have to watch. So let's go ahead and add our inclusions. So I'm just going to, oops, let me just wet my hands a bit here. Just going to stretch that dough out a bit. I'm going to go ahead and add some cranberries. And some walnuts. I don't really have a measurement. I'll just do it until it feels right. Wet my hands again. And then I'm just going to fold that over. Pushing it down. This way, when you add your inclusions on the third stretch and fold, your dough can kind of work around them. Some people wait until they're ready to shape their ball of dough into their bread form and add it then, but I like to do it this way. We're just doing those stretch and folds. Oops. Fold the dough on itself. Just incorporating the cranberries and nuts through it. Stretch. It's getting harder to work with because it is building the gluten. Then I'm going to put it down. I'm going to cover that back up and let it rest for another 30 to 40 minutes. I'm just going to show you the starter that we fed. It's really up there. It is happy. It's dancing in there. I love to see this. Love it. And here's the one I fed after. And it's got tons of bubbles. We love to see that. And it's risen quite a bit. And love to see that too. So I will be back in about 30 or 40 minutes. Okay, so we're going to take the cover off, and this is our last set of stretch and folds and this is the 4th one. So I'm just gonna pick the dough up. Feels really, really good. Stretch it out. Just gonna wet my hands a bit. Kind of the same thing as before. I'm just gonna roll it on itself. Just gonna roll it into a ball, tuck it in. Put the cover back on. And then this is going to rest for 6 to 8 hours, and that's the rising process. And we want it to double in size, have lots of bubbles and lots of action. And I'm going to be putting the rise and the shaping of the bread and the baking of the bread in part 2 of this video, as well as the pizza. So thank you for watching so far, and I'll see you in the second video. Have a wonderful and blessed day.